All right, in this video we're going to be talking about transforming different parent functions, including square roots or radicals, cubic, and absolute value. Okay, so first off we're going to start with square roots. So square roots are a shortcut that we have is 1, 3, 5 to the right this time. So instead of doing right 1, up 1, we're actually going up 1, right 1, up 1, right 3, up 1, right 5 to get my little shooting star. Okay, so my original over here, it's still got the hk. So if I got y equals the square root of x minus h plus k, we still got my hk represent where my shooting star is going to be shooting off from. Okay, so to have numbers in here and not change the problem, it's going to shoot off from 0, 0. And this time, instead of going right 1, up 1, right 1, up 3, this time we go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 3. That was 2. Up 1, right 3, up 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going a different direction, and with our square roots, we don't mirror across any axis. It's just like a little shooting star. Okay, my next one, remember negatives in front reflect over the x-axis, so it's really going to flip over that x-axis. So it's going to start at 0, 0 because my vertex right there, the h and k are 0 and 0. Okay, so if I have that negative in front, I'm going to multiply my 1, 3, 5 to the right to negative 1, negative 3, negative 5, or just realize that it's going to reflect down. Okay, so I go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 3, down 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is my reflection over the x-axis or my shooting star. Okay, if you're typing in a graphing calculator, just make sure you use the negative sign and not the minus sign. Okay, plus 5 means it's going to be shifting up 5. Okay, so my h that sits in there is still a 0, and my k is 5. So my shooting star is going to start off at 0, 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I don't have anything being multiplied in front, so I'm going to do my normal 1, 3, 5 to the right. So I'm going to go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 3, up 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And shoot across. Okay, my next one, okay, if it's on the inside with the x, that it's going to be left or right, and it's the opposite of what you think again. So this one's going to shift right 4. So when I pull out my h is the thing that sits in there with it. We flip it again, just like we did with quadratic, so it'll be a positive 4, and my k that sits out here is going to be 0. Okay, so I'm going to go right 1, 2, 3, 4. I got my 1, 3, 5 to the right. There's no number to multiply it by, so we just do it normal. So up 1, right 1, up 1, right 3. Up 1, right 5 would go off the graph, and you can see how your shooting star shifted to the right 4. Okay, so it's a stretch. So my points will probably get farther apart, or my graph will look like it's getting fatter. Okay, so I've got my h and k being 0, 0, so it's going to start from the center. But my 1, 3, 5 to the right gets multiplied by this 2 to give me that stretch. So 2 times 1 gets me 2, 3 times 2 gets me 6, and 5 times 2 gets me 10. Okay, so I go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 6, and then my 10 doesn't even go on my graph. So you can see the points got farther apart. They're getting stretched out. Okay, my next one here, we remember this is opposite of what you think. So left 1, and this is going to go down 2. Okay, so when I get my shooting star where it starts off, I flip this one, so it's a negative 1, and then my other one stays normal. So the shooting star is going to start off at negative 1, negative 2. Remember, you go left to right and then up or down. There's nothing to multiply by, so we got a normal 1, 3, 5 to the right. So I go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, 2, 3, up 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and build my star, my shooting star. Okay, so describe the transformations. Remember, when it sits on the outside, it's up or down. Minus means down 7. Okay, inside means left or right. It's the opposite of what you think, so this one's actually left 1. The 2 and the negative are separate things. The negative means it's a reflection over the x, or you could say opens down. Okay, and that 2 is now bigger than 1, so it's going to stretch those points farther apart. So they're like two different things happening. You got to do one and then the other. Don't assume negative 2 is less than 1, so it's compressing. No, the negative reflects it. Then we work with that whole number there. Okay, so I got an up 9. This is the opposite of what you think, so right 4. And then 1/3 is going to compress all my points closer together. Everything's going to get a lot smaller. All right, absolute values. These are going to look like V's. We still got the HK. So if I do y equals x minus h plus k, that will give me where my V starts here, those h's and k's. All right, and then our cheat for this is a 1, 1, 1 going up. Okay, so I got a 0 and a 0 for my h and k, so it's going to start at the origin, and then I got a 1, 1, 1. So right 1, up 1. Right 1, up 1. Right 1, up 1. Left 1, up 1. Left 1, up 1. There is my V. Okay, this one, it's going to reflect over my x, or it's going to open down. Okay, so I'm still at 0, 0 here, but my 1s all change to negative 1s to give me that open down. So I go right 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, and then I keep going down to give me that V shape. Okay, this means it's going to be shifting up 3. So my h value is still 0. Now my k value is 3. So my point that was normally sitting on the origin is now sitting at 0, 3. There's nothing in front to multiply by, so I'm going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1. And there is my V shifted up 3. Okay, this means the opposite of what you think, so it's actually going to go right 2. Because when I pull it out, my x value will be a 2. My k value out here will be at 0, so I'm going to start it at 2, 0. Nothing to multiply by in front, so right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1. And there is my V. Okay, this one, we got a couple things happening. It's going to open down or reflect over x, so it's going to be a sad face. It is going to move left 4, and it is also going to move down 5. So where my V is going to start, we flip this one, so negative 4 and negative 5. So left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that my V should be facing down. There's no numbers to change my 1, 1, 1s. I just need to make sure that it opens downwards when I do my 1, 1, 1s. Okay, if I would have had this had a 2 in front, okay, it would have started at 2, 0 still. But if I had my 1, 1, 1s in here, I would have to multiply them all by 2, and they'd all become 2, 2, 2s moving up. Okay, it's kind of like a quadratic where you go right 1 and then it would go up 2. Right 1, up 2. Left 1, up 2. Left 1, up 2. So that's left 1, up 1. That dot was off. So it would kind of look like this, where you're moving up those values. You're always moving left and right 1 value. So it kind of works a little bit like quadratics does, if you have that. Okay, so describing the transformation. The outsides mean up or down, so plus means we're doing up 1. This would mean it's opening down or reflecting over your x-axis, so it would be that sad face. We got a stretch happening with that 2, which means my points get farther apart because it's bigger than 1. opposite of what you think. So we're going right 8 and then down 5. Okay, we got a left 9, opposite of what you think. This negative opens down or reflects over x. So sad face, that's smaller than 1. Okay, so that's going to be a compress because all my points are going to get closer and closer together. If I multiply something times a half, it's going to get smaller. It's going to compress. Okay, our last one is, it should have said cube root transformations. This is the last one I'm going to do. And then I'll do the other set in the next video in case you missed if you need one of those. Okay, so my cube root, we are doing 1, 7, 19 to the right. So all of them are going up 1, but now we're moving right 1, right 7, right 19. Okay, and we still work the same thing. So it's going to be y equals cube root x minus h plus k, where that h is the opposite of what you think it's sitting in there. That represents your x value. In your case, it's on the outside. Okay, so the numbers for my h and k are going to be 0, 0. So it's going to start off on 0, 0 here. And then we are going to go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 7. Okay, so there's the top half, but it needs to look like a skinny S. So my next one is down 1, left 1, down 1, left 7. Okay, so there's how my cube root is going to look. When we do cubic, it's going to be the same thing, just turn the other way. So it'll be the 1, 7, 19 up. So right 1, up 1, right 1, up 7, right 1, up 19. Okay, my next one is going to open down, so it's going to reflect. So all of these are going to become negative 1, negative 7, negative 19. Still at my 0, 0. Okay, so I would go up 1, over 1, up 1, left 7. Then I could go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 7. So it kind of reflected over that x-axis there. Oops. Ooh. Okay, this one, my h is going to be 0, my k is going to be 3, which means it's going to shift up 3, so it's going to start my s at 0, 3. So I go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 7. Then I go down 1, left 1, down 1, left 7. And there's my other S. Okay, if you're trying to type it in your graphing calculator, you have to type the 3 first, and then you need to find this. That gives you the ability to cube root. Okay, and then you can type in your x. Depending on your calculator, you might have to press that button first and fill in the 3 in the little boxy area right there. Just make sure you're not using the square root for it. And then make sure for like the plus 3 that 3 is sitting outside the square root. It's not underneath the square root with the x. Okay, so this one, remember when we pull that 4 out, it flips. So I've got 4, 0, because that number out there is my k value. So it's going to go right 4. So when I graph that 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I've still got my normal 1, 7, 19 to the right. So up 1, right 1, up 1, right 7. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 7, or left 7. So it looks like that. Okay, my next one, my point, I flip that 2, keep my 5 normal. So I go left 2, down 5. Okay, my positive 2 tells me I'm going left 2. That tells me I'm going down 5. I got my normal 1, 7, 19 to the right. So up 1, right 1, up 1, right 7. Down 1, left 1, down 1, right or left 7. Connect all my dots. Okay, because there are no numbers in front to multiply by, that's why I can use my normal 1, 7, 19. Okay, describe the transformations. That tells me I'm going up 7. It's going to be opening downward or reflect over x. we are going down 2 and left because it's the opposite of what you think, 8. Okay, this one we stretch 2, so I'd have to multiply that 1, 7, 19. This one is telling me I'm going right 3, and this is telling me I'm going up 10.